Let's bring in TMZ co-executive producer Charles Laudabaudiere now. Charles has been on several times as you've gotten these emails from a person claiming to know something. So what did this latest email say?
Yeah, you know, Elizabeth, this latest email is interesting because the guy, if he has information, it seems like he's looking to make a deal now with authorities. And it's all based on the fact that he, like the rest of the country, has observed that the FBI has doubled the reward from $50,000 to $100,000. He seems to think that they did that to discredit him because he was only asking for one Bitcoin, which is about $66,000. So he's saying now it's very clear that you, law enforcement, don't trust me. You don't believe that I have the information because you haven't given me the Bitcoin yet. And I don't trust you, he's saying, because I need to protect my anonymity because he fears retribution from someone, I would presume the kidnapper, if he gives up this information. So now the deal that he's offering is to get, he wants the full 100,000. He said, forget about one Bitcoin. I want that $100,000 reward that you're offering, and here's how we can do it in a way that we can have some trust. He's asking for $50,000 now in Bitcoin deposited into his Bitcoin account, and he will leave it there, he says, until an arrest is made. Once an arrest is made from the information that he gives them, so the order of operations here, you put in $50,000, I'll give you the information. Once you make an arrest with that information, then you put in the other $50,000, and only at that point would he take the money out, and that is the way he thinks that this should all play out. He says, look, you know I said the last time would be the last time you hear from me. This is it. He says, in fact, it says 3 strikes and you're out. So this is
3 strikes and you're out?
Yes.
This is his third email.
Yes, and this is his third email. He's basically saying to the police, I've contacted you now 3 times through by emailing us, and this will be the last time. If you don't give me the money this time, then you're never going to, what he's insinuating is you'll never hear from me, and therefore I'm never going to give you the information you need to solve this case. And
apparently he also refers to the current state of Nancy Guthrie. What does he say?
He does, and you know, again, we have shared this this email, the full contents of it, and I'm not quoting directly here, but we've shared it with the FBI. There are things that we're not at liberty to say right now, but except to say that he does make a reference to her current status.
That
and I really can't say anything more than that. I can't say what they've described here, just out of respect for the FBI and the ongoing investigation.
And the reason this person isn't calling the FBI tip line to collect the $100,000 is what?
He says it's about his, there are 3 things: his safety, his name, and possibly his freedom. He basically says, I'm not going to get up out there publicly in order to get your $100,000 reward. This is the way it has to be done because I have to protect my anonymity. He's worried about, clearly worried about retribution from the kidnapper, right, if he gives up the information. But he also, this part where he says, possibly my freedom. I think that's a reference to, look, if I go and talk to the police, the FBI, they're going to ask me a bunch of questions. They may think that I am somehow involved in the kidnapping, and therefore I'm going to be arrested. We remember in the second note, he said that he didn't want to end up like Carlos, who Brian was just referring to, the delivery guy who was detained the other night and then released. So he doesn't want to end up like that. And then the other thing, Elizabeth, that is really interesting is that he says, I will give you the name of the main individual, meaning that insinuating
there's more than one.
Right, that there are accomplices here. He doesn't make any note about how many accomplices, but the fact that he said the main individual certainly hints at several people being involved here.
I have to ask, Charles, first of all, this came in the same way the first 2 came in, and the same way the ransom note came in, which is through your anonymous tip line, yes?
Right, yes.
And do you have the capacity, can you communicate back to people who reach out via this tip line?
We can if they include in their email an actual email, and an actual phone number.
But
and
this
several
person has
times
not.
people do. This person has used a different name every time, slightly different change in the name, and always a different made-up email. So there's no way to contact them. There's no phone number either. So they clearly don't want us to contact them. They don't want the police to contact them. And that is, the standoff that we're all in right now.
So all 4 notes that you have received on your tip line, the first ransom note and the 3 tip notes that basically say, I'll give you information if you give me money, are all from different emails, are all with different names assigned to them?
Yes, different. And the way we know that all of these, the ones saying that they have information, it's the same person, is because it has the same Bitcoin address in it, in all 3 of them. So,
but not the ransom note. That was a different Bitcoin.
The ransom note is a different Bitcoin address. Yes.
Does it sound like the last 3 you've gotten are written by a different person than the ransom note?
Sounds like exactly the same person. I mean, they're referring to their previous emails also. So, and I guess there could be more than one person who knows of that Bitcoin account, but clearly they would be affiliated if they, if they know the numbers for that Bitcoin account.
I have to ask you, are you at all concerned? You deal with a lot of people that we're all getting punked in all this, that it's some sicko who's not only demanding money for information, but getting kicks out of seeing his ransom notes read on TV.
Yeah, I think there is a possibility of that, and I would have to say that the FBI thinks there's a possibility of that because we've been monitoring it, and to this point, they have not deposited a single penny in that account. So, I think that is definitely a concern that they have, that this is someone who's punking. I got to tell you something that's interesting. Since we published the story, we've been getting a bunch of emails from people, just random citizens, saying that they are volunteering to pay the money, and that they can't figure out why the FBI won't pay the money. They're basically all saying, like, pay this guy and let's get the information. Let's get Nancy Guthrie home safely. It's not that simple. I get that people out there are generous and that they are willing to put their money up to try and solve this, but the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department have reasons that they are approaching this differently.
Yeah. Charles Ladabodiere, thank you so much for joining us at this point. Wow, you've been on a lot to talk about all the many different incredibly bizarre and disturbing emails and notes you are getting. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.